Now to the west, the United Nations Children's Agency, UNICEF, says over half of the schools in the northeast Nigerian state of Borno are closed, with millions of children unable to start school this year due to the ongoing threat of Boko Haram. UNICEF says almost 1,400 schools have been destroyed in Borno during the Islamist group's 8-year insurgency, and 57% of schools are unable to open because of damage or being in areas that remain unsafe. An estimated 3 million children are now in need of education, with many also victims of sexual assault, forced into marriage, and up to 100 used as human bombs so far this year. Boko Haram, whose name in the Hausa language means Western education is forbidden, is believed to have killed more than 2,000 teachers since the year 2009. Now here in Washington, Nigerian civic leaders and U.S. policymakers on Thursday discussed what concrete steps Nigeria and the United States can take to stabilize the West African nation's violence-ravaged northeast. VOA Hausa reporter Maryam Bugaje attended the discussion at the U.S. Institute for Peace, and she joins me now to tell us more about the event. Maryam, welcome to Africa 54.
Thank you, Vincent.
Now tell us a little bit more about the event and who are in the panel.
Well, you know, Nigeria, as we all know, is facing so many challenges on all fronts. We have the Boko Haram issue, we have the Biafra cessationist movement in the southeast, Niger Delta, all of that is drowning the country's potential. So United States Institute of Peace has formed this group of high-level senior advisory group that comprises of people sourced from all over Nigeria, including former Chief of Army Staff Martin Agway, Sultan of Sokoto Muhammad Abubakar, and then there's also the Archbishop of Abuja, Cardinal John Oneyekan. And amongst the panelists also who are not part of that group of advisory group, includes Miss Obi Ezekwesili. Yeah. She's the co-founder of Bring Back Our Girls movement, and she was also there at one of the discussions that were focused on it. So they were aiming to bring about all these solutions that could fit the needs of many, solving all these issues that is facing the country.
This is a powerful group of people here. But what are some of the suggested concrete steps that they said could be taken in order to ensure the peace can return to Nigeria?
Yes, as Martin, the former Chief of Army Staff, stated, he said, if you're trying to cut a tree, if you want to kill a tree, you have to go to its roots.
Yes.
Because chopping the branches is not going to do the job. So Ambassador Carson said military solutions is not enough. There has to be other things involved. We have to address the issues at the roots. Some of it, a lot of times people talk about poverty. So they were trying to expand the conversation around poverty to include, like, there's more to it than just that. So what they're trying to say is social inequality. So economic inequality, social exclusion are the culprits instead of poverty, because if that's the case, we would see, if that poverty is the culprit, you would see other places where there's poverty.
There's poverty and people don't become terrorists.
Yeah, you see that more happening there than it is in northern Nigeria or other parts of that's ravaged so much. Some people are able to overcome insurgency, some were not. So what are, like, those factors? And some of the things too that were touched upon is having good, sound leadership that will ensure justice for all, to address all these issues that is facing a lot of the Nigerian youth, who many are coming out of school and facing unemployment. It's been estimated 3 to 4 million Nigerians are graduating from college, and there's no unemployment. So you have that booming population that we are estimated to be the third most populous country by 2050. So this is a big cause for concern. So what are you doing about it? So one of the issue they raised was restructuring Nigeria in a way to address all the issues. They're saying the current system they have on ground is not enough to make sure everybody has a piece of the pie.
Exactly. It's a big country, many problems, but also they have to find some specific ways of solving this. But we know that Nigerians are also very, very religious people. What do they say would be the role of religion?
So that was the key panel discussion that featured Dr. Bugaje on behalf of Sultan of Sokoto and Cardinal John Oyekan and Ms. Obi Ezekwesili. They said religion has so much potential if only it could be utilized to the purpose, because it has all the values, the capacity to handle all these issues that's popping up. However, what is being done is people use it as an alibi to promote nefarious motives. For example, Dr. Bugaje was talking about how if you look in the Quran, 5% of the Quran is only focused on the acts of worship. The rest of the time is talking about justice and love for all. If you hate a person, it doesn't matter. You have to still be just to that person.
You know what, there's much more we can talk about this, but we will revisit this issue another time. Talk about the big, diverse Nigerian country and how it can be stabilized. Thank you very much for attending the event and for coming to share this.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vincent.
It's appreciated. Well, that's Maryam Bugaje, who is a VOA House reporter.